Good morning. Thank you for checking us out. We are the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. And if you were wondering, I am Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
There we go. Today is a good day to be a pirate. Just want everyone to know that. Got my Seton Hall Blues on. Got the Seton Hall Blues in the back. Yesterday it was announced we got our new coach, Shaheen Holloway.
That's the best thing about your school, I think.
What?
Like, I actually like that guy.
Yeah, everyone does. Everyone seems to. So, it's a good day. And a lot of people either tagged me in ESPN's post or sent me the post from Seton Hall. So, thank you to everyone who thought of me when they saw some Seton Hall news. What are you doing over there, knitting?
I get, every time there's something national parks, people send it to me. Obviously, cats. My DMs are full of cat videos.
Yeah.
And if it's like a girl boss thing now, people will send it to me.
Like an anti-girl boss?
Both. Like, It's like, look at this company putting girl boss on a shirt.
Jess from Minnesota. Let's see. What is that second one? The one in orange, Carla Marie? I can't see it from here. Something roses?
Mandarin Rose.
Mandarin Rose?
Do you need glasses?
I woke up a little groggy this morning, so.
Are you drunk?
No, not drunk at all.
You had drinks.
Are you 6? Are you drunk? You had drinks.
Alicia from the 215, thanks for subscribing. Z from NYC, thank you for the 100 bits.
All right. Now, on the screen today, obviously, the list is there. Carla Marie had me put pancakes, new moms, going to the park, and plant sale.
I need my phone.
This is how you know it was a show that Carla Marie planned.
Oh, that's all me.
That's all your stuff.
Woo, I need my phone.
What? What are you doing?
This is the first time I'm wearing this. My armpits are itch.
Unbelievable.
Don't get into pancakes yet, okay?
Why?
Well, we're going to do it when the hype train happens.
Okay.
Because I set the internet on fire yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Like, in a bad way. They weren't happy with the Carla Marie. But I need to get my phone.
Okay, go get your phone, Carla Marie.
See? Phone's not always attached to my hip.
Oh, I will. Well, go get your phone. Instead of talking about how you don't have your phone when you should be having your phone. Yesterday we went out to dinner with my friend Sean, who was in town, and we started talking about our dependence on phones, just as adults. And I know a lot of people will say things like, oh, kids, they're always on their phones, on the TikTok, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, we all oftentimes are on our phones when we shouldn't be. And both Sean and Carla Marie went to the bathroom at around the same time. And my immediate reaction was to grab my phone, right? Because I was by myself. I didn't have some sort of distraction. And I grabbed my phone and I put it right back down on the table. And I was like, no, I'm going to sit here this whole time while Carla Marie and Sean are in the bathroom, and I am not going to look at my phone. And I did. And the weird thing is, it's not a real accomplishment, right? Like, sitting there for 3.5 minutes by yourself is not an accomplishment without checking your phone. But I felt so accomplished because I think my regular reaction in that moment would just be, all right, get on, start scrolling, either read some news stories, get on Twitter, watch some Instagram stories, whatever. And I brought that up because even when I'm at a traffic light for like 30 seconds, my natural reaction now is to grab my phone. Meanwhile, I already have a distraction. I usually have Spotify playing a podcast or some music, right? It's just kind of crazy.
Or there's just the world happening around you.
Let's see. Is it Imaganda? Imaganda L?
I think there's a way to use our phones for everything. Like wallet, all of that. I unlock my door with it without. There's got to be a way to be able to disconnect.
So we'll get into that. But the comment that I'm reading says, my rule at home is no electronics at the table. Even I struggle, which I get it. I think we would all struggle because we're all so dependent on them. And I think what we were talking about at dinner yesterday was we make excuses for ourselves, right? Like, oh, well, I have to have my phone for work. What Carla Marie and I do, right, between social media, finding unique stories to talk about on the podcast and to talk about here on this show, we have to do that with our phone normally. But we also then use it as an excuse for all of the time that we waste on our phone when we're not doing those productive things. And if you work from home now, I'm sure you're checking your email more often on your phone. You're texting your coworkers. You're in your Slack or your Teams. You're on, all of that. So it's one of those things that I'm trying so hard to be a little more mindful
Yeah, it's
of how much time I spend on my phone.
yeah. I've talked about it on here how on like Sundays I'll delete Instagram from my phone because I have no self-control to say I'm not going to go on Instagram. I just need to remove it. So I think I'm going to start doing more things like that one day a week.
Yeah.
At least. And then just putting my phone down. I know like what I'm mad about is Apple came out with all the different focuses, meaning I can put my phone in work mode, personal, whatever it is. I even have one for like working out so that when I used to get near Barry's boot camp, it would automatically turn on so I wouldn't get notifications on my watch. There's different things you can do. When I thought that came out, I thought it was also going to stop me from doing things. So basically, it stops notifications and stuff from coming in or calls, texts, notifications from apps, whatever. I thought it was almost going to like freeze or pause apps for me.
So on my phone, which is an Android phone, I have the Google Pixel 6 Pro because I'm fancy. When I put it in focus mode, so I don't think I have different modes. There's Do Not Disturb, which mutes all notifications. Robbie and Everett, thank you very much. Jen and Lisa also getting us through Hype Train Level 5, so Carla Marie can start pouring up some drinks.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. But with the Android version of focus mode, there's only one mode.
Okay.
Right? Like, I don't have, like, a work, whatever. But you go through your whole list of apps, and you tell it the ones you want basically deactivated while you are in focus mode.
Yeah, I need that.
And that doesn't completely kill them, right? If I need to open up a text message while I'm in focus mode, I can still do it. But you have to hit an icon or a little message that says, you are in focus mode. Do you want to unpause this app for 5 minutes, whatever it is? So it's at least giving you that notification like, hey, remember, you told us to turn this app off. Are you sure you want us to turn it back on right now? Which I like a lot. I'll use that at the gym. And that is on my phone. It's built into, I'm sure there's something you could probably download, but it's built into Android phones now called Focus Mode.
Yeah.
And I will say, I think when people see me at the gym, they assume I'm on my phone the whole time because my workout program is also on my phone. And my timer that I use between my sets and stuff is also on my phone. So I'm just staring at that screen the whole time.
Yeah.
If you have an Android phone, I just realized it a couple months ago. But focus mode, definitely check it out. Play around with it.
That's also why I like doing class workouts because you can't have your phone.
Yeah, that's true.
Otherwise, I end up spending all this extra time at the gym, laying on the floor, looking at my phone.
I've gotten better. I used to be that person, which like I'd be at the gym and I'm scrolling through Instagram as I'm resting. Next thing I know, it's like a 5-minute rest because I just got sucked into that hole. But because I now have a timer on my phone, or I've had it, but now I use a timer to track my rest. It gives me that notification. I need to be like, hey, back to working out.
For the mailman, I have a friend that I visit that as soon as I take my shoes off at their house, I put my phone inside my shoe. We hang out with no phones. It's always nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go, though? Like, whose house do you really visit?
What do you mean, whose house do I visit?
Whose house do you visit?
Tatum. Angela and I go to dinner. I could put my phone on my... Actually, when I was at dinner with Angela, we don't... When I go to dinner with my friends, we don't use our phones. Unless it's like, if I'm like, like Angela, I was like, what is your gynecologist name? And she sent it to me when we were at dinner. But like, literally, we don't go on our phones.
Yeah. The other thing that we discussed yesterday at dinner was this urge we have now, which is a good thing to a degree, but this urge we have now to Google everything immediately, even if it's not really important, because you could be having a conversation about a movie. Be like, oh, that actor, he was also in, you know what, hold on, let me look it up. And now you're scrolling through that actor's IMDb, not because it's really necessary, but because you can. Yeah. And I found myself doing that during a lot of NBA and NFL games. Is a player's name that sounded familiar would pop up. I'm like, oh, I think I watched that guy play at Alabama. Let me double check and make sure I'm right about where that guy played. Does it matter? It doesn't.
Have you ever gone back to look at all the things you've Googled in a day?
Oh yeah.
It's funny. I'm gonna do that. I think once a week we should be like, this is what I Googled on Wednesday.
Well, our friend Puckett from Sports Radio 950 KJR, he used to, was it his son?
That's not their radio. That's not their name anymore.
Huh?
That's not the station anymore.
Well, no, it's both. It's like 950 and 933.
They're changing it completely.
Okay, anyway, he's on sports radio here in Seattle. Not the important part. But he used to screenshot what his son Googled about quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Because he was like fascinated with all quarterback things, and I'm pretty sure it was him.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I look up stuff all the time.
Yeah. And it's because, and it's a good thing too, right? Like there should be less arguments right now because you shouldn't be arguing
there aren't. Because even though I can look up facts, I can also look up facts that are against those facts.
But there were like such dumb arguments back then. Like, oh no, that guy got drafted in 99. It's like, no, he got drafted in 2001. No, man, I know because I was in this sports bar watching the draft. It's like, no, I can just now look it up and say, oh, he was drafted in 2000. You're both idiots.
Yeah.
Carla Marie, you ready?
Ricky sent me some video of some new contraption.
Someone else sent it to me too, the same thing, but the actual place to buy it.
All right, good. It's like you suck a shot.
Yeah.
Well, so I would just.
Yeah. And he goes, I think it's probably faster. Anyway, thank you for the shot glasses, Martha. Thank you for the shot glasses, Claire. Shot glasses. What?
Wait a minute. I can't. If I get a sneeze when this is in my mouth, everything's over.
Cheers to all the Pirates fans out there. We got our new coach, baby. Are we drinking rum? No.
No.
That would have been great to be a pirate. Although I'm sure pirates drank bourbon too.
Pirates are dumb. I actually like pirates.
Pirates are awesome.
I don't like your.
How many movies about Scarlet Knights are there?
Knights?
Scarlet Knights.
It's just a color. Like,
yeah.
You're the blue pirates.
No, we're not.
Yes,
we're just the pirates.
You're the butt pirates.
No, we're just the pirates. You're the Scarlet Knights.
No, everything is go Knights. We don't ever say Scarlet
What's
Knights.
your team mascot?
A
You are
knight.
the Rutgers what?
A knight.
No, you're not.
This guy.
You're the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, which is stupid. Anyway, here we go.
Scotty, I'm glad you appreciate it.
Cheers to you. Cheers to you, Carla Marie. Thank you for the support,
like
everyone. Cheers to you, Shaheen Holloway. Welcome to the.
He doesn't
welcome
know
back.
you exist.
He does. Bet he was going to follow me on Twitter one day.
Greg Schiano reposted me on Instagram once.
Woo! You good? Bourbon and sparkling water. What if you just start sipping the sparkling water? It'll help you. Probably. No? Okay. Wait, Lisa, your high school was the Canucks? Like the Canadians?
In New Jersey?
That's interesting.
Ugh. Ugh.
Our high school mascot was the Maroons. Not a cool mascot. Mainly
Mine was the Vikings.
Vikings are pretty cool. Let's say Vikings are a cool mascot.
Like the logo was so dumb. It was so not cool. It was just old.
It was like the Minnesota Vikings logo, wasn't it?
Kinda. Okay, now we can get into the show. Maganda said,
"What are you doing?"
It's tasting weird a lot. Maganda said, in reality, if a pirate battled a knight, the knight would win.
I disagree.
Knights
a good
have
swashbuckling, sword-wielding pirate. It's too nimble for
You're
a
probably
knight.
drunk.
The knight would be all like in his armor, especially the way that the Scarlet Knight looks. It's all armor. The guy can't move, and he's on horseback.
And you're gonna have like sea legs falling all over the place when you get to land.
No, you ever see Johnny Depp fight with a sword?
Yeah, but you're
very
not
hard
Johnny
to catch.
Depp.
Yeah, but he's a pirate. Very hard to catch. I don't think a land Scarlet Knight could get him.
Yeah, you're not gonna get through because we have armor.
Anyway. Oh, Chris, your mascot was the maroon too? So we never knew what our maroon mascot was supposed to mean because apparently, this is what I'm told, it can mean three things. It's obviously the color. It can also mean a runaway slave. And it could also mean being marooned on an island. And then didn't Bugs Bunny used to call people a maroon like an idiot? Like, what a maroon.
That'd be more. I think he was just saying moron, but
that's what he used to say.
Hold on.
So we never really knew what a maroon was.
Yeah, what? I'm just confused.
Yeah. Lenny from Queens, my old high school mascot, was an engineer.
That's cool. And now you're an engineer. Do you have like a varsity jacket that says engineers?
All right.
I think they should issue varsity jackets at jobs.
Why?
And you should get a varsity letter after you've put up with a certain amount of crap.
Well, I mean, the varsity letters could be like, and the things on the sleeve could be like your promotions and stuff. I don't know. And if you're like, what?
The Happy Box is sold out?
Oh, no way.
Shut the... Get out of town. Get out of the town. Hold on.
That's interesting. Good job.
Unless they just took it off a day early.
So we're just going to...
I'm texting them.
Just going to wait here.
Android users, too.
Huh?
One of them is an Android user.
Maybe they're in focus mode and they're blocking your ass. All right.
Okay. Pancakes.
Yes. On the list is pancakes.
So
Why?
So yesterday, I tweeted a tweet.
Did you?
And I said, do you eat your pancakes with only your hands or are you normal? And I mean at home, not in public.
Okay.
I tweeted this. And I will like to say that a lot of people were like, I swear to God, I'm done with Anthony if this is him. There were so many people saying that. And I was like,
no, I'm not an animal.
well, guys.
Ew.
I tweeted that because I had just made some pancakes. And I don't use utensils when I eat my pancakes at home. Because I make them small. And I pick them up and dip them and eat them. But the internet was coming at me so hard. Like, it has, which is not 26 responses, which is a lot on Twitter for something like this, right? It's not, that didn't go viral. Although there are people that I have never seen before that don't follow me. That
Carla Marie.
I love this guy. Frank, what in the maple syrup is this nonsense? Oh, he might know Fred. Fred was not happy with me.
Carla Marie. Can you tell everyone the truth? You're not an animal that eats pancakes with her hands. You just did that for Twitter, right?
I literally made pancakes. I eat them with my hands all the time. Why would I use a fork and a knife and cut them if I can just dip and bite? It saves utensils. Thank you. Look at this. Poll. Thank you. Okay. Pancakes at home with no syrup equals hands. Why dirty dishes? Thank you, Meg. Yes. Thank you. Neon Climber. If you could do it with French toast sticks, why can't you do it with pancakes? Exactly what I'm trying to say. What about fertility? They were like, they weren't like IHOP pancakes. I'm not going to pick up an IHOP pancake and dip it. I roll them and use my finger. So a lot of people on Twitter were talking about the roll. And I feel like I don't roll them. I kind of do the, like, make them like a taco or, you know, when you fold your pizza. I think I'm going to get into the roll. Thank you, Felipe from Florida. Why would I use utensils? That's wasteful. Look at this. I hope Anthony went to go get me pancakes. Oh.
I want you to look your child in the face.
Okay, to
look
be
your
fair.
child in the face and tell her what you just told me.
Nice girl, come here. Don't scream at her like that. 90% of the chat uses their hands.
You're animals. All of you. Animals.
Well, we don't have the actual percentage yet, but why don't you just give it a read? No, I don't put butter on them.
With your hands?
At restaurants, I put butter on.
Even if I don't have syrup, which I don't even use a lot of
All
syrup.
right, 61% said no way. That's not a lot.
It's more. It's the majority.
By 11%. You're going to try it. Because, I mean, Neon Climber.
I'm not going to try it, for the record. There's no need.
Neon Climber pointed out, if you can do it with French toast sticks.
Those are French toast sticks.
It's the same thing.
No,
all
not
the same thing.
No, I can do it with French fries.
What?
Okay, if I can eat French fries with my hands, why can't I eat spaghetti with my hands?
Because the sauce gets on your hands. No syrup gets on my hands. I'm dipping it. That would be like eating French fries with utensils. What a dummy. Who does that? That's crazy.
If they're smothered in something.
Yes.
Right?
But
like my animal fries, when I get them in and out, I'll use a fork.
If I was if someone at home, because again, this is not what I do in public. If someone at home smothered my pancakes in syrup, I'm not going to go pick them up. Ugh.
I don't trust you anymore, so you probably would.
Mama Sarah said, there's 172 people in here. 41 of you didn't do the poll.
Are you doing another poll?
They're probably working. Becky from Miami eats wings with a knife and fork. Now that's questionable. You can't tell me I'm a psycho. Not
I would not eat wings with a fork, but if you're in like a fancy setting and you don't want to get your hands all dirty, or maybe you're like limited with napkins, paper towels, or wipes, then maybe.
A lot of people said this though. There were a few that said this actually. Normally with a fork, but if they're the next day, like if there's something from the fridge, because people make pancakes at home and throw them in the fridge. I used to do this all the time.
I've never seen a pancake and not eaten it.
I know, but I used to make pancakes for the week, like the banana ones that were a part of Beachbody's recipes.
Okay, yeah.
And I would bring them to work, and I always would dip them in my syrup cup.
And those are like small, right?
I make them small. I said they're not, I'm not talking about IHOP-sized pancakes, although it is like a pizza slice. You fold it.
If I see you folding a large pancake and eating it like a New York pizza,
yeah, that's what I do. We're going to IHOP.
The show's over. Everything, every single thing we have together is over.
100. Tom said, agree, but do not recommend while driving. Syrup is hard to manage. A lot of people talking about rolling them.
Yeah, what about waffles?
Okay, so I did have someone say, I dip my waffles. They break their waffles and dip them. I don't really make waffles at home.
I'll tell you what.
Vanessa with one S says, CM must be half Latino because that's how I eat everything. And she also said, I'm missing it, something about
this generation.
She said, I'm Central American. We don't use utensils if we don't need to.
This generation of kids that were handed trophies, the trophy generation,
I didn't get it.
Everything you do is fantastic. No one ever says no to you. Millennials ruined pancakes. I hate them.
I was grounded a lot.
I hate everybody. I can't believe I'm even having this conversation.
Wait, where was this person? They said there's two types of people in the world. Rip and dip or fork and knife.
Rip it. Stop it. Disgusting. Disgusting rip and dip.
Denise said my son does it in public. He's 23.
Throw him out. Throw him in the trash. What is it, Carla Marie?
Throw him in the garbage.
Throw him in the garbage.
Don't your hands get sticky? Fork and knife like a human. People just don't
Stop it. Listen, I'm sorry. All your kids that do the dip and rip, if they're not like 3, throw them in the garbage. Done. Get rid of them. What a disgrace.
I'm going to do an Instagram
What
reel.
a disrespectful thing to do to a beautiful pancake. I love pancakes.
I have the paleo pancakes Ricky told me about. I'm going to make them today, throw my little non-dairy chocolate chips in them.
God. You're like an animal and a pretentious person in one. How did you manage to do that?
Not pretentious. I'm trying not to shit myself.
You're like a pretentious barbarian. I didn't even know that was a possibility. You're like an ogre with allergies.
Thank you. The DYTD. Dykes? How would I say that? McDonald's McGriddles are basically pancake sandwiches, and you eat those.
I'm against the McGriddles, so.
It is kind of gross.
I'm just against the McGriddles. Pancakes should be eaten as pancakes.
Stop it. You can't make this argument. Fork and knife all the way. Ew, you have germs in your hands. Do you eat chicken fingers with a fork? French fries with a fork? Cheeseburgers?
There's a lot that we eat with our hands. I get that. And yes, created by Cooper, chocolate chip pancakes, they are the best.
If I made you a chocolate chip pancake with regular versus non-dairy ones, you wouldn't know the difference. Because I've done it before.
I'd eat them with a fork and a knife, though. Like a human being.
Martha said,
with self-respect.
Martha, in the Twitch chat, if you're watching on YouTube, said, you're being dramatic, Anthony.
Of course I am.
And Fred the Mailman called me Peacock Marie, the pretentious animal.
Yes, thank you. All right, we are going to move on from pancakes, though. This was something that you were talking to Sam about yesterday, Carla Marie. What was going on here with new moms? Which one of you is becoming a new mom?
Neither of us.
Okay.
So Sam from Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
As Carla Marie talks, I've got to let Max out.
She's just sitting there being a little loaf. She's fine. She wants to leave. Loaf is fine. She's not.
Look, watch. She's out, just like that.
Okay. Let's see. Where's this text from her? Sam's texts often do not make sense, so bear with me.
Okay.
I mentioned you on the podcast that dropped today. So in Andy's calling me.
Pugliese?
Yeah, hold on. Andrew, you're live on Twitch.
I am?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, this is interesting.
Are you about to say private things?
I was going to actually ask you a question, but, okay.
I'll call you back after.
Is it a private question?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, we'll talk to you later.
If I go on the Twitch now, I'll see myself talking to you.
You got to do it like quick, though. Yeah, because there's a delay. So
But not long.
If you do it now.
Carla Marie, the Carla Anthony show.
I'll kill you, dick. Listen to me. Go watch listen to Serial Killers, everybody. This is this guy.
Oh, okay. There's a commercial. That's great.
Oh, yeah, because you are not a subscriber, you dick.
Is that bad?
No, you're fine.
Hold on. It's loading. I'm watching an ad for Halo. This show looks cool.
Halo's a
Do you get
game.
paid if I say that?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. This show actually looks really dumb. I'm not going to lie.
The show?
Halo or
Halo,
our
the show or the video game?
The Halo.
Oh.
Halo looks stupid. I was trying to compliment it, thinking that maybe you had a deal with Paramount Plus.
No. That's just Twitch. We get a couple pennies every time they play that.
Yeah, you know how it works.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. Hey, look. You're talking to me. That's fun. This is great.
Okay.
So what do you have anything to say to the show or to add to the show?
Wow. Okay. What can I add to the show?
Nothing.
What happened on Serial Killers this week?
What was that?
What happened on Serial Killers this week?
Ooh, well, we have been pre-recording up a storm because we're going on vacation.
All right.
So that's been interesting. Oh, I have a topic. Okay, so yesterday on Bold Chat, we discussed our favorite songs of all time.
Okay.
Or I did. Scotty did not.
Did Scotty not have a favorite song because he's like a grouch?
Yeah, he doesn't have a favorite song. Do you have a favorite song?
Oh, man, that's tough. I have what I think is probably the best pop song of all time, which is Uptown Funk, because I feel like you can play that anywhere. We talked about this actually right around Liz's wedding. I think you can play Uptown Funk anywhere, and everyone's happy about it.
I would not disagree, actually.
I'm gonna Bluetooth you in for a moment.
It's searching for the...
Oh, damn, we got the tech going.
You know how the Roadcaster works. All right. Is he in our headphones yet?
Hello?
Oh my goodness, there he is. Okay.
Can everyone hear Andrew in the chat? Did you hear him say hello?
Hello?
Oh, he's only coming through one ear. Why is that?
I don't know.
But whatever, you're here.
Okay.
Okay. So favorite song of all time. Anthony says.
Well, I would say that's probably the best song of all time. I don't know if it's my favorite though, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm more of like a hip hop and then pop punk person. So, well, if you did this discussion already, Andy.
Yeah. What was yours?
Yeah, what was yours?
Okay, so I have like a bunch of favorite songs from a whole bunch of different genres. I love LDN by Lily Allen. That's one of my favorites. Her album, All Right Still, greatest of all time,
Yes.
one of them. Also, who else do I like? The Hustle. Let me tell you something.
Like the
jam.
Oh, that's the Electric Slide.
No, that's
Exactly.
Okay.
That is it.
okay.
Ooh, would you look at your little things to talk about? What is this? A plant sale? That's exciting.
Oh, you know what, Andrew? I don't know if you know this.
A lot of people were asking. Okay, let me finish. You save, Anthony, what you were about to say. There are people that have questions for Andrew, and then let me answer my
Okay.
songs. So,
I'll do two things.
Yeah.
Well, you said you want me to finish,
no,
right?
my songs.
Oh, well, I was going to give you, I know my song. Jolene, Dolly Parton. Favorite song of all time.
All right.
Oh, a jam.
Yeah.
When I go favorite song of all time, I have a tough time with this one. It's either Third Eye Blind, Semi Charmed.
I'm not going to let you say that. You don't even know how many doot-doos there are.
That
Yep.
one. Or Earth, Wind, and Fire, September, because that's a jam.
Oh, such a jam. Do you remember
Yeah.
the 31st night?
20.
September?
There's no 31st night, so it's the
No, there
30
is.
you
There is
would,
a.
yeah.
There,
Hold on.
there is no 31st night of September.
Oh, September. I was thinking December for some
Dear
reason.
God. Okay. Moving on. Anthony, what were you going to say?
Right before we actually went down to Liz's wedding, while Carla Marie and I were doing our show from Fort Lauderdale,
Mhm.
we actually told everyone about how you were like one of our very, very top choices to join our show in Seattle, and we weren't allowed to. It was never allowed to happen.
Wouldn't that have been the bee's knees?
Except,
that's all I'm saying.
Except also you probably got lucky with that not happening.
Well, yeah, because then they would have kept you with that other show, and
yeah,
who knows how that would have gone.
You would have lit the whole building.
That would have, that would have been downhill real quick for me.
Andrew, when you're at home and you make pancakes, okay? If you ever do that, just put yourself in that position. Do you use a fork and knife to eat them, or do you dip them in syrup with your hands?
Am I a barbarian?
Thank you.
Absolutely. I use a fork and knife.
Thank you, Andrew. This is why I love Andrew.
Next time, try it with a fork and knife.
No, don't do that.
Whoa, wait, hold up. Do you, like, are we talking pancake sticks? Because, like, pancake sticks, I get it.
No, I don't make those. I make circles, and I dip them with my hands.
You're insane.
Yep.
So you're basically making them like a pancake taco.
Yes, exactly. I said that. It's like a little taco, and you dip it.
It's not a thing.
Exactly. It's not
I'm
a taco.
really happy for you, though.
I'm not.
I got to tell you, that's kind of really strange. Like, that's real strange.
You know what I do, Andy? I give Carla Marie
What?
0 spoons.
0 spoons.
0 spoons.
Nothing.
Okay, and when am I going to be on the Serial Killers?
The what?
Serial Killers podcast, because I listen all the time. I love the show, and I agree with you over Scotty. So what the heck?
We can definitely get you on. Let me just check the schedule. Ooh, we're a little busy.
I have an
Let
idea.
me contact some people.
Did you know what Andrew and I are starting together?
What?
It's an offshoot of the Serial Killers podcast. It's called Pancake Pals. And we're just going to have different variations once a month of pancakes. And we're going to discuss the best variations of pancakes. And then...
Okay, you know what? I'm going to put a wedge in between you two because Anthony hates Triscuits and Andy and I like Triscuits.
Yeah, Triscuits are gross.
Triscuits are the best.
No.
Triscuits are an absolute jam of a snack.
I'm not
They
trying
are
to eat
salty.
wicker furniture. Disgusting.
This is why the three
But a
of us
wheat thin is any better?
Wheat
Those
thins are much
dry,
better.
crusty-ass crackers?
All right, well, it's time to say goodbye to Andrew. We will call you back, or Carla Marie will call you back later. I'll remind her.
I can't wait to see what this
to see what we need to talk about.
private information is.
Well, okay, thanks, bye.
Bye.
Love you, bye.
I love that guy.
What a
Absolutely
what a
love
tweet.
Andrew. One of my favorite people of all time, honestly. I'd put him in my Mount Rushmore of people in my life.
Yeah, one of my favorite humans, even though we hate each other, but he's one of my favorite.
Triscuits. Ugh.
So, message from Happy Box. Some of the cards sold out, but we just got them in, so they're adding them back now. People should be able to buy.
Oh, cool. But it's cool that so do we have to order more of those custom of these
I
shot
don't
glasses?
know.
Do we have to send these to them?
No, the used.
We should wash them and send them. Be like, you can sell these if you want.
No, when you buy our shot glasses, they are not used.
All right. Now, even though we were about to talk about Sam before Andrew called,
Okay.
what were you talking about with Sam? She said she mentioned you on the podcast, on
Yeah.
her podcast with her fiance William, right?
So Sam and William have a podcast called BAM Wedding Podcast.
Bill, Sam, Bam.
Yeah. I had to think about it. They are doing a podcast as they plan their wedding
Okay.
and sharing their journey. And she said, I mentioned you on the podcast that dropped today. I said how I'm tired of people casually accepting, oh yeah, you got a dress to fit into for brides, and compared it to your loathing of Girl Boss. And so that, I don't want to go into that because I can't really relate, but I have heard plenty of people say, oh yeah, you're right, you shouldn't eat that. You got a dress to fit into.
I feel like I've only heard it from the bride. I've
No.
only heard it from I got to work out today. Got to hit my soul cycle class because I got my dress to fit into.
Okay. Who are you hanging out with that goes to Soul Cycle?
A lot of people.
Now?
Oh no.
Okay.
That doesn't just because I don't hang out with them now doesn't mean I didn't hear that at
No,
some point in my life.
I bet you have. However, go listen to Sam and William's podcast because they go into that.
Okay.
But then I started saying to Sam, I was like, F that. Like, that's so annoying. So we talked about that a bit. And I said, what I struggle with, so when talking to someone, is new moms.
Okay.
Because I've seen so much of don't say these things to new moms. So I think I get to a point where it's like, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't know what it's like to be a new mom. So I'm literally like, what? I don't know what to say to you.
What's something you would say to a new mom?
So something that, oh my God, you look great, right?
Okay.
Not you look great in our sense of like, oh my God, I can't believe you just had kids. You look amazing. Which is,
like losing the baby weight,
right,
basically,
which
right?
is never something you should compliment on. But if someone is working at that, which you and I discussed
So
yesterday.
I think this is the difference. I think it depends on how well you know that person. And this is where I hate lists like, oh, don't say this to this person. Don't say this to this type of person. If you know the person well, if you know the person well, you should know how to have a discussion with them,
Correct.
right? So in this situation, right, let's say there's a woman I know who just gave birth. If I know her well enough and I know that she is trying to put in a ton of work to lose the weight that she gained when she was pregnant, if that's important to her, and I notice a difference, I think it is not only okay, I think it's a good thing to say, oh, I notice all the work you're putting in. You don't even look like you popped out a baby a month ago, whatever. And not that it's important, but if that's something they're working towards, then it's important to them.
Right. To the moms in the chat, what is something that you hated hearing and something that you loved hearing after having kids?
I think the only thing that I would ever ask, because I don't think my default would be like, oh my God, you look so great or you lost so much weight. I think my two default questions would normally be like, how's the baby and how do you feel?
And that's what Sam said. She always leans on how do you feel. And that's so my friend Tatum just had a baby, and that's where I've been like, how do you feel? Are you sleeping? Is she sleeping? You know, stuff like that. And she said to me, I finally started working out. Got the clear to start working out, which felt great. Now I got to try to get abs to get all my organs back in place. Like, all, you know, that stuff. And I was like, ugh. Like, so we talked about that. And I know that I couldn't offend Tatum with anything that I said. Right? Like,
you could try.
I could try, but I know because we're close, right? And I know Tatum, like you're saying, exactly. But I forgot what I was just gonna say. Oh, there's the whole world where you would never probably talk to a new mom about this, but it's like breastfeeding. I'm genuinely curious, but I don't want to pry. So my question is like, did you breastfeed?
What are you curious about?
Did you breastfeed? Do you breastfeed? Whatever. And what was that like? Right?
Okay.
Like, is it hard? Did it hurt? Like, there are certain people that I know I can ask all the questions to, and now I know, yes, yes, it's hard, and yes, it hurts. I know those answers now.
Tiff from New Jersey actually said, I hated being asked how I felt.
What?
Which?
See? So what? Okay, so serious question, though. So I go to lunch with a friend who just had a baby. The baby's there, right? I don't ask any questions about their life.
No, I think, how's the baby? Well, okay, here's some other ones I would default to. How's the baby? Is the baby, he or she, sleeping through the night? How do you feel? That's hypothetically, if that one's off the table, what else am I asking? That's about it.
My go-to, Sonali said, are how are you feeling / recovering? How's the baby? Do you need anything? That's a good one. Can I help you with anything?
Yeah.
I've been doing that.
If I'm like in the same place as the person, yeah, I could definitely see, do you need anything? Can I help you with anything? 90% of the time, everyone I know that's popping out babies right now is not in the Seattle area. So I'm not even going to waste my time or their time with the feigned assistance. I'm not helping with shit.
I want to see pictures, which you don't, but.
No.
Jess from Minnesota said, I hated the judgment about going back to work, especially from my German friends who enjoyed 1 to 3 years of maternity leave.
Yeah. I think we should have a better option for parents in general, but for moms specifically. Let's work on them first, or work on their experience first. I think they should have at least 6 months. I don't think that's a crazy ask in any way. If your company can't survive without you for 6 months, you probably need to make way more money, right? If no one else in the world can pick up the things that you pick up, I think 6 months is legit for moms, but you shouldn't feel forced if you want to go back early.
Right. Hill from Philly, which, by the way, are you my friend Hillary? I'm confused. She said, I liked hearing your baby is so cute. What can I help with? I hated hearing, oh, it will get better. Now, here is where
I would never tell you it's going to get better because I don't know that. It looks pretty shitty for a long time.
Okay, so here now, so Deva Woman said, how long does a little one sleep each night?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a good question or a bad question coming from them, because Taylor says is the baby sleeping can be a touchy one if you're sleep deprived.
That's fair. Yeah, like if you haven't slept in a week because your baby is a terrible sleeper, I can imagine someone just breaking down at that moment. But it's probably a good release.
See, hated the breastfeeding question. So now,
Should we have a list of approved?
And that's the thing, there aren't.
Okay.
Every person's journey is different. And this is my struggle, right? Like, I want to be there for my friends. I want to make sure they know I'm supporting them and I care. And a big part about showing that you care about someone is asking them questions about their life, right? How are you feeling?
Yeah.
Are you happy? What's the new job like? Whatever it is. What's the relationship? Your new boyfriend? Any of that. In those situations, it's generally like, what's the new job? How's your boss? No one's going to say, don't ask those questions to someone who just got a job. I completely understand the sensitivity of being a new mom and how it's completely different for everyone. Where if I have a kid, I might be like, ask me about breastfeeding. I'm going to love to talk about it.
And so there's a couple different things in the chat right now. This is from Christy KP, I think that's what that says. Just listen is her advice. And it's like, yeah, but listen to what? If we sit down, right? I know you just had a baby. I just sit down and say, so you had a baby.
Don't do that.
And I'm just like waiting. I don't know. And I'm having fun with this. I understand that there can be touchy topics with everybody. And everyone's going to take a question differently. The other question I heard or comment I saw was from Jess from Minnesota. And I do love this. Jess said, don't ask how I'm feeling if you don't want to hear my true feelings. If I, and this isn't for everyone, but I know for myself, if I ask a question, I actually do want to know what your feelings are. And that means if you're having a terrible time, let's talk about it. Because I'm sure that in some way, venting at least will help you a little bit. Even if I can't do anything, I can at least be there and listen to you complain about the things you want to complain about.
Sonali, great point. You can also ask, what are you comfortable with talking about?
Yeah.
But Dee in Palm Beach says, I also hated being asked how I gave birth, whether it was natural versus C-section. So I also have this question where I'm someone who clearly hasn't ever had a child before. So I'm very curious about all of it.
Yes.
Like, I have a million questions, and not coming from I did it this way. What did you do? Kind of condescending way, right? It's not like, coming from a mom, a mother-in-law, a friend who's done it before. It's me being like, I want to know everything. So when I sat down with Tatum after she had just had her baby, I had so many questions, and she told me the whole labor story, which in that moment, obviously, was very no, she was ready to share the story and tell me everything. It was her first, obviously. And I was like, oh my God, what do you mean? What do you mean this happened? Wait, they do this? I didn't know you do that.
So I think we should qualify something though. The questions that we're talking about, I don't think are for that coworker that you see once every 3 weeks. I think we're talking about people you know decently well.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be asking your coworker how they gave.
Generally speaking, if it's someone that I don't know well, and I know that they're returning from maternity leave or something like that, or they just had a kid, say, oh, cool, congratulations. And I'm going to move on with my life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think we're talking in this very specific case about what you can and can't say or should or shouldn't say to a new mom specifically, or a pregnant woman. I think we have to do it under the assumption that you know them reasonably well. So they don't think, the person doesn't think you're out there to offend them or judge them. Hopefully. Although I guess in some friend groups and family groups, there are frenemies and stuff that you have.
Oh my God, yeah.
And that can be pretty catty. What are we looking at, Carla?
Lenny said that mom and baby can't shower for a month. And I'm going to go with that's not true because I know people that showered, so I'm confused. Oh, it's tradition, but okay. I'm assuming in certain cultures. Okay. I got real confused. DJ Synth, I always want to ask horrible questions like, is the black tar poop phase done yet? Yeah.
I think the only questions I usually default to are, how are you feeling? How's the baby doing? And the sleep question. Those are the three.
About Team Anthony. We're not disagreeing right now.
I can still accept members to Team Anthony. There's always applications available. Yeah.
And
you eat pancakes with your hands. Stop it.
Shut up. When my niece had baby Michael, I was like, all the questions. And
that's different because you're so close with your niece.
And, like,
I mean, that's basically your sister.
I would see things that normal people wouldn't get to see, like all the things. It's great. It's awesome when you
What?
listen.
Like, what was she sending you pictures of? Because you weren't there.
No. And like detailed
See
information.
things that you weren't supposed to see.
Not that I wasn't supposed to see that, like you don't share on social media. But tell you what, the best part about me, if I ever have a kid, is it's all going on social media, and I can't wait. I can wait for the rest of the life of the
What
child.
do you mean? Like, what's going on social media?
All of it. Like, this happened today. My friend who's pregnant was like, what they don't tell you about having a baby on Instagram is that this baby gives me enough gas to power an entire home. And you're just farting the whole time and you can't control it. No one tells you that.
What if your house is electric? Then the gas doesn't matter because there's no gas in this house.
No.
So that's just wasted gas, I guess.
And did you know that when you're giving birth, if you don't get an epidural, you can squat and hold onto the bed and push the baby out? They don't show you that on TV.
Like
You
a big
always lay
turd?
down. Yeah.
Huh. Normalize all the baby and pregnancy talk. And I think this is how I feel about a whole system that I'm not
You're
really
not allowed
involved in,
to
right?
have an opinion about.
Whatever you want to talk about it. And if you don't, if you're someone who is more private and wants
Correct.
to keep something private, you have every right to do that as well. And that's it. I think if we simplified a lot of life to that, things would be so much easier, right?
Yeah.
Because there are certain people in your life, let's remove the babies from this situation. There are certain people in your life who you know will give you every detail of their relationship, whether you ask or not.
Mm-hmm.
Then there are other people like myself who, generally speaking, is pretty private when it comes to relationship stuff. And that's fine too. Whichever way of life fits your style, do it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I love it.
Who cares?
A lot of people in the chat, the actual way of laying on your back isn't the best way to give birth. That's like the American way.
I choose the super athlete way. I just think if I was to give birth, I'd do it while I was running and just like, see you later, kid.
Okay.
Now you're someone else's problem.
I would love to do a water birth. Anthony made fun of me the other day when I said that.
Only because the people who I know who have done a water birth are all wackos. They're all, and now let me be clear. The water birth thing is not what made that person a wacko.
Yeah.
It's all the other things about their life
Yeah.
that then they added on the water birth thing. I just want to be very clear. I do not think just because you have a water birth, you're a wacko. I think it's just the weirdest people I know in my life, that was the one thing they had in common. Does that make sense?
No, yeah.
Right?
I
Like
get
if
it.
all the people that you know, if all the guys that picked on you in high school all were named Chad, you just wouldn't like Chads.
Right. Well,
That
we
doesn't
don't.
mean
No
there
one-
isn't
we
a good
don't-
Chad.
We don't like Chads.
But I'm just saying that's kind of how I view water births. Just like
Okay.
a bunch of whack jobs.
So, I think I'm too old to be able to do an at-home water birth.
Are you not buoyant enough anymore?
No. I'm buoyant. The boobs make me buoyant. Technically, I would, if I got pregnant even now, I'd be a geriatric pregnancy.
Okay. We should probably have a different word for geriatric. Like, there should be a different qualification because I know we're like geriatric millennials.
No, I'm a regular millennial. What do you mean?
Am I a geriatric or millennial?
I think you're regular too.
I
There's
think I'm-
millennials that are in their 40s. They're the geriatric.
Oh, yeah, then I don't care. Screw them. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think there should be like, what's under a geriatric? Why can't we call people that? Is there?
I'd have a middle-aged pregnancy. Pediatric. Yeah, what is the
There's
difference
nothing between pediatric and geriatric? Just life,
Yeah,
adult?
I'm definitely not going to have a pediatric pregnancy. Here's the thing. People are like, oh, do you want babies? I'm also like, shut up. Don't ask me that question. There's another one. Questions we should ask people that don't have babies.
All right, but I do want to move on. And it's not on the list.
A mature pregnancy.
But it's something that we spent a lot of time on Monday and a little bit of Tuesday talking about because it's what the whole world is talking about with Will Smith and Chris Rock at the Oscars. And I still stand by everything I said on Monday, right? Like, I don't think we have to vilify Will Smith. I don't think it like takes away from his whole career. He's been a pretty well-liked person, I believe, for a long time. But the more and more I see the clip, the more and more I read different people's reactions, the more and more upset I am with Will Smith. And the more and more I give so much credit and respect. And I know that some people were like really offended by the joke, the G.I. Jane joke, because Jada Pinkett Smith has alopecia, yada, yada, yada. I get that. But to be physically assaulted and disrespected on the biggest stage of your industry.
Right, and you're amongst your peers.
Amongst your peers at the highest.
And the rest of the world.
The highest thing that your industry does. Okay? For Chris Rock to just be as professional as you could make a quick joke, move on, do the thing, it's mind-blowing.
It's
how much restraint that man had.
And it's such a quick moment, right? When you think about it. And anything, right? Like everyone says your life can change in a moment. That moment right there changed the trajectory of both of their careers. Yeah. No matter, like, no one's saying their careers are going to change forever. And I'm just saying, like, that moment, right? We witnessed a career changing, a path changing moment. Yeah. Whatever it is going to change how the two of those individuals do things for the foreseeable future.
And Madison C94 said Chris actually apologized to the host for overshadowing them. And that's one of the things I talked about in the morning show podcast this morning. So Wanda Sykes was on with Ellen, and she was talking about how she actually did see Chris Rock at some Oscars after party. Mm-hmm. And the first thing he did was he came up and he apologized to Wanda. Mm-hmm. She's like, what are you apologizing for? And he was like, I just feel like you guys were doing such a good job up until that point. And unfortunately, this is now going to overshadow the amazing work that the three of you were all doing. Mm-hmm. And I think, because I'm pretty sure Chris Rock has hosted the Oscars.
He's hosted something.
And as a comedian to do that, I think you understand the work and the preparation and that the opportunity presented to you. And the last thing he wanted to do was take that away from anyone. Mm-hmm. And then I was also reading, you've probably seen it, the quotes of Jim Carrey.
Yeah, but
talking about it. And Jim Carrey is not, he's had his own drama.
It's funny, all these quotes that keep surfacing from celebrities, it's like, I'm not going to listen to what you have to say about morale because you possibly killed your girlfriend.
Morality?
Whatever. Jim Carrey.
But here's the good point that Jim Carrey made. He said something along the lines of like, I would sue Will Smith for $200 million. He goes, because that picture and that clip is now going to live forever. The disrespect that Chris Rock received on that stage will live on now forever. He's the next, like, the Jordan crying meme, all the different memes. There's now the Will Smith slapping Chris Rock meme. And the more and more I think about the situation, the more and more juvenile Will Smith was. And I did actually, I read a review of Chris Rock's stand-up comedy. It was his first stand-up since the incident. It was in Boston. And he addressed it basically by getting on stage saying, how was everyone else's weekend? Yeah. And then said, listen, I'm still processing everything.
He said, I wrote the show before it happened.
If you came here to hear about that, I got bad news for you. He goes, at some point I'll address it, but not today. And he just went on with the show from my understanding of the recap of that show. And I just keep going back to, like, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, Will Smith was standing up for his woman. It's like, I get that. And I don't even like that term, his woman, in general. But that's what people are saying. Let's go with it. Mm. Wait, that's a different conversation for a different day. It's like, but I don't think the response from Will Smith was in any way, shape, or form equal to what he felt the disrespect was. Right? Like, I think responses should be equal to the action, the original action. And that wasn't. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Jordy Matthews, a lot of people have pointed out that Will Smith was clearly joking or clearly laughing before he got upset. Yeah. But just one of those things. And then finding out, because Carla Marie in today's podcast, you mentioned that Will Smith was actually asked to leave. And he refused. How do you, the craziest part is, you just got up on stage at the highest honors of your industry. You slapped another person, another human being, in response to a joke, okay, from a comedian. That's what they do. They do the jokey joke thing. And you had the balls to say, I'm not leaving.
I think he's going to get in more trouble for that than the actual slap.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on, because we've spent way too much of our time.
Oh, no, there's one more thing. And I think we briefly touched about this because a lot of the things that were coming out on Twitter defending Will Smith, too, were like, oh, well, Chris Rock has made fun of Jada Pinkett Smith in the past, and he's had enough of it. It's like there was one other joke at the Academy Awards. It was like 6 years ago, and it had nothing. It's not like he badgered Jada Pinkett Smith about her alopecia her whole life. It was a totally different, unrelated joke that people were trying to make into a thing, which was stupid. Anyway.
Okay.
Let's move on now. I don't know why this. Going to the park and plant sale.
They're separate.
Why? Why are we talking about these things, Carla Marie?
When was the last time you went to a playground?
To a play? I don't know. I'm not a fucking creep.
I know. So, on Tuesday, I met my friend Keiko at a playground with her 3 children.
Okay.
I hadn't seen Keiko probably at this point in close to 3 to 4 years. So she and I used to host What's Trending together on NBC here in Seattle on King 5. We actually did it was a weekly segment. It would air on Friday nights, and it would be like, a collection of What's Trending items.
Okay.
Keiko was a producer for King 5 Evening, and she ended up leaving King 5 after having her baby Anderson. Her baby Anderson is now 4.5 years old. She also has twin boys now.
Okay.
They're babies. They're like a year and a half. So we meet at the playground. First of all, talking about new moms, I was like, dude, how do you have energy? Like, you literally just have to chase these 3 things around all day. Even I'm running around with her doing this. But Anderson, there was a really tall slide. And she was like, I'm scared to go down by myself. I said, do you want me to go with you? And she said, yes. And I was like, okay, I'll go down the slide. First of all, this playground was difficult. I had to climb ropes to get to this 20-foot slide.
Yeah.
I wasn't like that when we were kids. We get on this slide, and I'm like, all right.
But they were probably there were little like notches on the rope, right? It's not like you were doing a rope climb like in the Army.
No.
Put your feet on them and you push.
All right, we're going to go to this playground. You and
Okay.
I will have to take a child, so it's not weird. It is no joke. You will actually struggle because you're too tall, I think. There's no notches. It's just like almost like DZ's Discovery Zone's like rubber band thing, but ropes.
Oh, okay.
You're not climbing ropes. Like
Okay.
climbing through ropes.
Okay. Now I
So
get
we
it.
get to the slide. And it's a swirly slide. She sits like kind of on my lap. And I'm like, all right. And we go. And my legs get jammed because I'm too tall for it. Shocking. So I loosen up my legs. We come whipping down the slide full speed and launch out of the slide.
That's what slides do.
We were having so much fun. We went on another one. And then she came down at one point sideways off one and flew into the air and landed on the ground. That was not a good moment. She's fine.
I love what Karina from New York said. She said, my friends and I used to go to the playground after bar hopping. You don't have to fight kids, and it's fun after dark. So I'm glad that you said that first, Karina, because my friend Dan and I, and a couple of my other friends would join us, but our thing when we would come back from college, like for holiday weekends and whatnot, is we'd go out to whatever local Ridgewood bar we'd go to, and then one of us would have like a 12-pack of beer, and we'd go to the playground at the elementary school between our houses, and we would just sit there in the playground. Like, they had one of those platform
Is that
areas.
illegal?
Probably. And we would just drink and hang out. We weren't like destructive. We weren't doing anything. We were just, that was where we decided to hang out and drink and talk about life.
Well, there's a playground right near the house here. It's more of like a structure thing. It's not
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's no slide. I don't even know.
No, it's like things to climb on.
Yeah. How come we've never gone there and done like monkey bars?
I don't know.
We're going to. I'm telling you, it is such a fun, like, break from the day. If you have a park near you, don't go by yourself. I just don't recommend that. Take a kid from a friend. Go with another friend and like.
I feel like if you're a woman, you can. I feel like people trust women at parks.
Yeah, but if you saw me whipping around a park by myself, you'd call the police still.
I think you were a crazy person. I wouldn't be scared of you.
This woman got out.
I wouldn't be scared of you. I would think you were a crazy person.
Okay, that's fair.
I do like seeing all the other people who have admitted to drinking at some time in their life as an adult in a playground.
But anyway,
Thank you for not making me feel weird.
I had a blast. I highly recommend playgrounds for self-care, and it was a good time.
Let's see. So Lisa said that her friend was where'd it go? There we go. My friend was a preschool teacher, took her kids to the playground, found a used condom, and diverted real fast. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, if you're in high school or something, or there's not a lot of places to go.
There was that video of, remember I showed it to you. It was a kid at the park be like, "Mommy, I found a balloon or something."
Oh,
and she's
yeah,
like, "Ah!" And yeah.
And it was a condom.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, it happens. When you got to do it, you got to do it. What else do we have? Well, and then the plant sale. Why do we have a plant sale on the list?
Do you remember the other day when I was like, there was something else on my list and I couldn't remember? On my planner, I had it written down and talk about it on Twitch. So finally, later in the day, I went and I was like, oh, what else was on my list? And I looked and I laughed by myself so hard that the thing that was on my list was a plant sale.
So it wasn't for the show.
It is for the show. I wanted to discuss.
Are we doing a plant sale?
So I saw this news article.
We really need to discuss what's on your list.
Oh, no, where'd it go?
More often.
This news article
Before we put it on the
titled, why did they do that to me?
What?
Okay, hold on. It is called, I had it queued up, but then Andy called me. The internet broke. Why'd you do that? That scared me. I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay, what do we got?
10 Green Thumb approved plant sales that you can check out in Seattle this April. And I'm like, oh, they're going to tell me about sales happening at nurseries. Great. Because plants are expensive.
Okay.
No. There's a seed trade this weekend, a seed swap.
Community seed swap.
And we can go this Saturday from 1 to 5 at Rainier Beach Urban Farm and Wetlands and trade seeds. But here's the thing.
What seeds you taking?
I don't have seeds, so I'm wondering if I can just put like sesame seeds in a bag and tell someone that there's something they don't know, like the episode of The Office with the Mexican jumping bean.
No, like
magic jumping bean.
No, you should. There's another episode of The Office, but it's the legumes that Jim trades to Dwight.
That's literally the same episode.
No,
he calls them the one I was watching the other
magical legumes, not Mexican jumping beans.
Magic jumping
wow,
beans.
It's almost like you hate The Office and you're a big dum dum.
So I want to go, and I'm going to trade fake beans for real beans because I don't have one.
Why don't you just go to Home Depot and buy like a packet of seeds? They're like $1.
Yeah, this would be funnier though.
No, because then you're defrauding someone. You have fraudulent seeds.
I learned how to defraud and fraud. What? Yes.
Let's see.
There's also the Puget Sound Jesneriad Society show on sale. That's also this weekend.
What does that even mean?
We can hit
Wait,
both.
no, say that word again. Puget Sound what?
Jesneriad.
What is that?
Houseplant enthusiasts. Oh.
What? Enthusiasts?
I started reading the word.
You're a bunch of enthusiasts, I'll tell you.
I started reading the next word. Houseplant enthusiasts, this sale is for you. You'll be able to see show quality Jesneriads, including African violets, Streptocarpus, Synergias. I got to learn about the plant world. Anyway, so we're going to go to that plant sale. Then there's the Evergreen Chrysanthemum Association public plant sale. 75 years of mum enthusiasm. That's next weekend, though.
Too much enthusiasm for me.
So there's all these plant sales.
You know who you should talk to?
There's that lady that sells tomato plants out of her house over here.
In all seriousness, you know who you should talk to? And if you guys like plants, this is the guy for you.
Cisco?
No. DJ Vega. DJ Vega has like a whole house full of plants. He loves them.
Does he have outside plants?
I
can't really do the indoor plants.
You can ask him.
Because my animals.
Big plant guy, DJ Vega. Things DJ Vega likes. DJing.
And plants.
Well, his daughter first. DJing, Pokemon, anime, and plants.
Who knew?
Yeah. Eclectic tastes, to say the least.
So anyway, I think we might show up to one of these plant sales.
You might show up.
No, I can't go by myself.
I ain't going. I'm not going to a plant sale.
You got to be there for the bean trade.
I'm going to be absent from the bean trade.
We got to do something. Our garden, everyone else's garden looks great. Ours is garbage. I weeded, still garbage.
Okay, well, I think, you know what we're going to do from now on, Carla Marie? And I know Bobby Bones' show kind of does this, is at the end of every show, they turn to Amy and they say, Amy, what's in your pile? Right? And this is where Amy can say all the things that she wanted to say that probably didn't have real space during the show. Bless you.
Thank you.
And I think we're going to have to do something similar with you, Carla Marie, where it's like, all right, all those dumb things you wanted to talk about, like your bake sale, your plant sale, and going to the park. We're going to give you like a 6-minute thing at the end.
The playground was a great
We'll give you like a 6-minute framework.
We're going to give you a 6-minute framework. Talk about pirates and coaches. You started the show talking about a basketball team no one cares about.
Yeah, but the start of the show is where we're just like getting in our rhythm, you know?
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, bless you, Carla Marie. Let's see. Ooh, can you guys wish my second son, Ruben, a happy first birthday? This is how we can end the show today.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Read it and weep.
What?
Mama Sarah, her topics are not dumb. Chris, the playground combo was fun.
There are 154 people in here at the moment.
Oh.
By percentages, Carla Marie, you're not doing too well. No, but for real, thank you all for hanging out with us this week. We appreciate it. There will be a My Day Friday tomorrow, along with a morning show podcast, the morning show podcast. It's hard to say an episode of the morning show podcast. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Thank you for the support all week. We hit the hype train every single day this week, and we will be back Monday morning. You got anything to say, Carla Marie, before as I put this screen up?
Follow along for the plant sale and gardening this weekend.
Where should people follow?
Oh, my Instagram, the Carla Marie. Last day to buy the Happy Box. It's not sold out.
Is there a link in there?
Should be. Make it happen. Post it.
Let's see.
Oh, they beat you.
Okay, there it is. All right, well, now that it's in the chat, we can say goodbye. Peace out. You look
Bye.
great.